Hello everyone and welcome back to MDG Media's coverage of the European Disc Golf Championships 2025. We have round 2 front 9 FPO lead card coverage from Sula, Norway, the beautiful Vasset Disc Golf Park. And we got really exciting action for you today. I'm Andrew Gump.
Hi guys, I'm Brennan. I go by Forget Brennan. I'm so excited to be here overseas in these beautiful Scandinavian countries, sitting next to the editors right over there. We are getting this footage as quickly and commentary as quickly to you guys as possible to watch some really good disc golf.
Yeah, and we got new merch available. Check it out from the website. Amazing stuff, looks good, and it helps support what we're doing here.
Yeah, all the support is appreciated. Okay, first up, let's get right into it. Kristin Lätt shot a really, really awesome round. 6 down yesterday, hailing from Estonia, the queen of disc golf, as some might call her. We got Henna Blomroos. Looked pretty darn good yesterday, shooting a 1 down. This course is really difficult, man.
Yep, she's from Finland. We also have from Finland on the card, Tinja Väisänen, 928 rated player, sponsored by Prodigy. Really solid day yesterday and earned her spot on the lead card. We also have from Iceland, María, Eldey, Kristínardóttir. And it's been exciting to see how she can handle the pressure here on the lead card at a big event like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Stoked to see her play. Have not seen any coverage of her before, so really excited to see how these girls tackle this course.
Yeah, we get it started off on this beautiful hole 1. It's a par 3, 131 meters, downhill. You got to move the disc from right to left. Really stunning first hole. You got these fenced area that kind of helped save you from a lot of the OB that is there. You just want to try to get it out there in the open. It's a pretty long one for the FPO field, but we got some crushers on the card, so they can potentially get themselves up there. Weather was pretty tricky this morning. It was changing quite a lot, like pretty strong winds and quite heavy rain at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fjords are definitely going to bring you some rain, some wind, some sunshine, all within the same hour. So we'll see what they have to deal with. We can see the umbrellas out there right now. Some rain coming down. It's early in the day.
European Disc Golf Championship, lead card, second day. FPO. First on tee from Pärnu and Team Estonia, Kristin Lätt.
Kristin gonna go backhand off the tee here. Distance driver. Overturned slightly, heading towards that OB fence. Cuts back to the other fence.
You may not be able to see it with the eye, but they have a net there.
And Team Finland, Henna, Blomroos.
Yeah, and that net can kind of help you.
Yeah, for sure. If you spray it over on the right side, it catches most of those that would otherwise sail OB, so pretty generous there to put up that net. It's also for safety. There's a little path over there.
Looking pretty good. Does this fade out?
Yeah, that's really good. She knows her discs well. Got a little turn and fade back, full flight, in pretty good position.
Should be an easy par.
Roman Team Finland, Tinja, Väisänen.
Great to have Tinja on the card. We've seen a little bit of her from last season, particularly at the Baltic Disc Golf Championship. She was having a battle with Ida Lehtomäki. Wasn't able to come through, but
a little bit overturned there, hitting that fence.
Nice
rolling
to a nice spot in the fairway there.
And the last on tee, the lead card from Reykjavik, Iceland, María, Eldey, Kristínardóttir.
yeah, this is the type of weather you see in Iceland quite often, so she might have an advantage playing in these tough conditions out here on the west coast of Norway. It's pretty wild. The weather fronts move in quick and they can change.
Roller.
Oh no, that is so unfortunate. That one little gap in the fence, she finds that OB. Roller's a good play here, but
Roller's a great play. That's an interesting gap to hit there in that fence. Not many players are finding that.
yeah, a bit unlucky there to get started. See how she can handle that adversity early on. Upshot here from Tinja. She's got a really good upshot game. That one sliding up there inside the circle. A little bit of work left to do still.
A little short.
Forehand approach. Pretty good. A little hot. Yeah, blows past the basket, but still inside the circle. That fence helps keep it in bounds. Kristin, really a master of these forehand approaches.
Yeah, light work for Kristin there. That's pretty dialed.
And then just trying to put this close, but oh yeah, I guess it gets a good slide. She's up there. Nice work.
Yeah, there's a little hill going there to the left. I can understand a layup right there. Par's going to score well here.
Yeah, absolutely. Averaging more like a par 4 generally here. Used to be a par 4, but they, like last time it was played an event here, but they switched it to a par 3 this time. Oh, nervy.
Yeah.
First hole here for María.
I would be interested to know if she's ever been on coverage before. Sometimes with all the cameras, it can, you know, jar you a bit. Kristin in there. Nice putt.
Yeah, she's been on a couple times, but not really a regular on the lead card coverage. We've seen her live maybe once or twice back on Disc Golf Stream days, and maybe a handful of times on post-production as well. So not first time on camera, but doesn't have a ton of experience playing at the highest level on camera cards. But yeah, this is a big event, European Disc Golf Championships. To make a lead card, that's fantastic play, round 1. And great experience to, you know, get that live coverage and post-production all in one go. Moving on, hole 2. Tell us about this one.
Hole 2, we got straight up. Don't miss that. Or sorry, miss that. Excuse me. Miss that. That is not a Mando, but a lot of players I've seen have been hitting that. So you either want to go straight through that gap. I've seen some people go around forehand to the side. I don't know if we'll see that from the FPO field, but take your straightest disc and get as close to that basket as possible.
Yeah, don't miss that gap on this one. That's the name of the game, right? You usually want to land a little bit short and slide up on those wood chips. Hopefully get it as close as you can. You really want to get a birdie here. Although it is a very tight gap, so we do see struggles. That's
Laced.
very nice.
Laced.
Ooh, skips a little bit long. Almost hit the pin. Should have a little
That
bit
is
of a
a
comebacker.
spectator rope right there.
Yeah, not OB. That was a nice line, though. Piped it beautifully right down there. So Henna up next. Oh, doesn't quite get past that structure, and it kicks OB on the right side. Unfortunate there. That can happen, though, if you don't get through clean. You know, anything can happen with the kicks. And Tinja gets most of the way up there. Not really quite in birdie range, I would say, but she got through the main part of the gap, and it should be a pretty routine up and down for the par at least. María flipping up a hyzer, goes quite long, hits those log zone rolls.
Oh, look at that roll back.
Nice.
Nice little roll back there. See if you can get a birdie from that.
She might be slightly obstructed, a couple trees there behind the pin. But really great reaction off the logs to get herself back into position for a chance at the birdie at least. Yeah, forehand approach from Henna after the OB drive. A little bit work left now still. That'll be for bogey. Getting her retriever stick out and getting a little clap from Kristin.
We love to see that, players supporting other players.
Yeah, Kristin is such a consummate professional. Always, you know, positive energy on the card. Even though she hasn't been feeling her best, she's, you know, always being a great card mate, being really courteous, really great role model. Just a little shy there. It's going to be a double bogey, unfortunately, for Henna.
Wow.
Not the start she was looking for. There we go. Sweet putt for birdie. Nice comebacker. See if María can get that birdie. Yes.
There we go.
Nice putt. Right in the ship after showing some nerves there on hole 1. That's a confidence booster. Good to make a putt early. You know you can do it even when you're feeling some nerves, so good on it. Tap in there from Tinja. Getting the par. And here cleaning up the double. She's Yeah, guaranteed to get some birdies and stuff later on, though. For she's such a high quality player, ton of experience as well.
Absolutely.
2-time European champ, actually.
All right, hole 3 here. We got 348 feet, 106 meters. Make sure you hit this gap, and then once you get out of this gap, there is some hazard on the left there. If you fade out a bit too early, try not to turn over. That gets pretty swampy over there on the right. And just kind of throw something out there on a hyzer and hope to get in the circle for a putt right there.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anybody find that hazard on the left yet, but it's something to be aware of. You got this one guardian tree to beat late. That's a nice little beech tree, and that kind of protects the pin. But definitely another birdie hole. Something you want to get. Kristin doing really well. Look at that.
That's perfect.
Rain's coming down hard right now. As we see her bounce off that guardian tree. And
Yep.
Yeah, about 6 meters or so. María trying to do a little hyzer flip down the gap. Slightly overturned. And she's going to end up over in that kind of swampy right side. Not the worst part of it, though. Just some tall grass.
Should be fine up and down there.
Yeah, not too bad. Tinja, a little high and nose up. Working pretty good, though. Just comes up kind of short.
Yep.
Should be an easy par, at least. And then with the veteran move, hunching over that disc, try to keep it dry. And
looks like that serves her well there. It's a great shot.
Kind of unlucky to end up right behind that guardian tree.
Yeah, very true.
Well inside the circle, but tough putt coming up.
It's interesting playing disc golf in the rain, man. Keeping those discs dry is extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, and quite hard to do. It's coming down this heavy. There you see her trying to shake it out.
Yep, exactly what we're talking about. We see a glove on the hand of María there.
Yeah. Was kind of cool. About 13 degrees, 55 Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
A little chillier than yesterday. And when it's wet, also, contributes to that chill factor.
Oh, yeah. Almost a little Annie around end.
Great bid. Wow, Kristin with a rare air ball there.
Yeah, uncharacteristic there from Kristin. Still left with a bit of a comebacker. Should be fine for her. I wonder if that's the weather that...
Yeah.
And there you go, the comebacker. Oh, my gosh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, you rarely see that. One of the best putters, one of the most consistent players. The rain is coming heavy. Sometimes it just gets under the finger and you don't really have that kind of grip on the disc. I think it's partly that and partly maybe... not really feeling her best and slightly having a hard time concentrating. But I think mostly just a grip issue there. But surprising to see anyway. Don't see many 3-putts from Kristin.
You do not, that's true.
Thought she had a certain birdie, but now she's going to have to settle for the bogey. Par for Tinja. And Henna almost got that birdie, but she's going to have to take a par as well here. Taps it in. We're moving on to hole 4. A really nice hole. We start to see the water hazards come into play on the next one, which this course is really known for. Here we see beautiful footage here of those fjords and the lake. One of the prettiest properties I've ever seen for disc golf. I mean, it's stunning.
Absolutely, man.
Great to have SIGR bag support. Hole 4, par 4. FPO right here. Now we see it. You got this kind of interesting fairway with these, little like soccer shelter stadiums or football as we're in Europe. Those can come into play. We've seen people hitting those. OB everything left of it, and also OB on the right side. If you get some kicks, you can be either side, and not really want to be. You want to try to land your disc somewhere up here. Then you still have quite a difficult approach. A lot of guardian trees. Try to get past this birch and then hopefully work your way up towards the basket after the pines. Basket precariously placed right on the water's edge. Scary one.
Staying inbounds is key on all of these holes, but this one especially.
Yeah, 4.58 average, so giving the field a bit of trouble. There you see the flags of almost all the nations represented.
You see I'm whipping too. It's windy out there.
Yeah, there was some major gusts. The conditions were really challenging. You're going to see it'd be a lot, like pretty hard to match the score that Kristin put down yesterday with these kind of conditions, but see what they can do, see how they handle it. And there is more tough weather expected as the week progresses, but you never really know. It changes so fast, and I don't really know who to trust anymore with the forecast. So I've been
right.
I've been misled many times. We skipped out the rooftop there. OB for Tinja. And
nice looking drive there. Little bit low, but inbounds is good.
Yeah, right in the center of the fairway. Great shot from her. Kristin trying to bounce back after the bogey. Going with the driver, backhand, overturn. Ooh.
And ding, ding, ding.
That's kind of a good kick, though, in a way.
That was a great kick. That was going right in that swamp, and I know she throws that disc a lot. Yeah. And that swamp is a place you don't want to be. I was over there, trust me, in a practice round, and I lost a disc. So.
Yeah. Good point. And great kick. She's pretty far back, but she's safe at least. Now this is, looking scary, heading for that OB. Oh, it would have probably come back in, but it hits that fence there.
That's unfortunate.
And kicks OB. Tinja now gets to take a little bit of relief off of that structure. And
put too much on that there.
Kicks back to the fairway at least. Really nice shot here. Good kind of body language and disc control. Sliding it up there for a birdie look.
Can hear that wind in the background.
María smoothing one up to the basket. Really nice approach.
Yeah, looking good.
Tinja up next. Trying to some good touch on this. Gets a pretty good kick as well. That might have been heading towards the water. Listen to the rain coming down here now. Kristin from the OB just wants to put this close. Leaves a little bit of work left, but she should be good for it. Hopefully those putting woes from the last hole don't carry over. Solid stroke there.
That is a solid putt right there. Yep. With that water right behind, with the wind and the rain. It's a scary putt.
Yeah.
This one too. Scary putt right here.
Never a doubt though from Tinja, confident. And also right there in the heart. Well played.
Looking good.
Birdie. Makes good on her birdie. Kristin gets it in. Have to settle for a bogey with the OB stroke, so kind of a tough start. +1. Moving on to hole 5 with a water carry. This one, yeah, quite a cool hole. Basket's perched up there on a little bit of a hillside. You got to get it all the way over. With the wind, this can be tricky for sure. You know, a little bit scary when you got to carry water that far when the wind's ripping at you.
Was it head or tail? You were out there today. I was not out there with this round, but do you know if it was head or tail?
It was swirling a little bit left to right. It was changing constantly. That's the tricky thing, that to make the adjustment. It was it was doing one thing and then it would change, and then it was raining hard and then the sun would pop out, and it was just like the front nine. You're gonna feel like it's like several different days as we progress through this. It was constantly just switching up on him. María crashes into that hillside and curls in nicely. She's going to have a little uphill putt into a headwind, though. It was actually coming left to right now that I remember, because I remember those putts being quite headwind. But
wants that to keep turning.
A little short.
Does that stay in? Roll back in.
Does curl back in, just barely.
Way.
Just an inch in there. The disc was in. So
oh my gosh.
Good break. It was out of bounds for quite some time, and it was really nice to see it curl back in for her.
This is looking good.
Just a little low. Kind of crest that, and that's safe as well. We don't see it on camera there, but it curled up nicely. Well safe. There we see the kind of provisions you have to take to stay dry. Yeah, you got to be pretty well prepared for conditions like this. You need a lot of towels. You need an umbrella. It's great to have a caddy, as you saw there, Kristin.
Ooh, pretty good bid there, yeah.
Super good bid. As we approached the green, the wind died down quite a bit. So they're able to sort of, give these a pretty good chance. And you're seeing that just both coming up a wee bit short on those attempts. We do have two looks for birdie still. María first. Looks concentrated. Nicely done. That's a tricky
birdie.
putt. Tricky putt with the uphill and the headwind. It did die down a bit, but when you expose that flight plate on a headwind like that, it can be kind of nervy. Both make good, though. Excellent birdies. Par tap-ins. So 2 down from the cart on that hole is really good with these conditions. And then we start this long walk from 5 to 6. This is maybe potentially the longest traverse on the course as you move from 5 to 6, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. Coming in here, we got hole 6, 140 meters, 459 feet. We got a nice little bathroom there on the left. You want to get around that. Try not to hit those trees on the right. There's a Mando there on the right. You want to land somewhere about here, kind of right where that disc was. And then you're going to come in either forehand coming in, maybe a spiky guy over the top, some type of turnover right in here into this green. But now, as you can see that green, see those logs right behind the basket there is a big hill right behind that green. So if you don't land it somewhere that like very close, tap in range, that is a very scary putt, and your putt can hit off that cage, or if you airball it, it can roll very, very far away.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, look at that mallard duck.
Some of my favorite spectators on the course are the ducks, to be quite honest.
This hole way more uphill than it looks on camera. Big hyzer, way high, and this drifts left. I want to see where this lands because unfortunately, we were not able to find that disc, and she's going to have to go back to the tee with a penalty. Lost disc. We looked for it for over 3 minutes. I mean, we had a marshal on the card, and he started the clock after we'd already started looking for a little bit. We tried so hard to find it, but that grass up there is just so tall. We might have walked right over it now that I see where it landed. Not to speak over these other drives, which are much better. Tinja gets caught up in that. Oh, it fights through, actually, yeah. But misses the Mando.
Oh, that was a Mando miss. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a little bit right side. It kind of went through that tree, but the Mando line is actually on the left side of that trunk that you see kind of protruding slightly to the left. So she actually went through the tree but missed the Mando.
Okay.
So some struggles here on this hole.
Kristin with a pretty good drive there. That's pretty much what you want.
Yeah, Tinja. From the drop zone. Trying to get it up there.
That's going to put her up there on that left side with an interesting approach or jump putt in.
Henna putting some angle. Hopefully it's overstable enough to fade back. And we don't really see where it finishes, but I believe it was pretty decent. Yeah, now we have to see that re-tee. And she saws it off early. That's kind of a really tough break. That's,
Yeah, it's unfortunate to lose a disc, especially in, a tournament such as this and of this caliber.
Yeah, it's hard to get your headspace back in the right spot after looking for your disc and not able to find it. You got to make that long walk back to the tee and try not,
the game is the game. A lot lost discs are part of this game, and we try our best to have spotters out there, but 3 minutes is the rule, and.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. It was sad to see. There was a spotter, but he was watching for the Mando misses. And up there, it looked like we knew where it went, but we just could not locate that disc, Everybody on the card looked hard, so it's just a bad break. But there you see her trying to finish the hole out. It's going to be a pretty big number. See if she can make that putt at least. But solid approach from Tinja.
Yeah.
Did it stay?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's probably what she said. It finished there. I would assume so. Did it stay or did it roll or something like that? Is it safe? Oh, that was a bid.
Yeah, front cage. Scary putt to run, Mad respect in these conditions. You can see the limbs blowing around. At this point, the sun actually came out. And I was, thinking, okay, we're going to have some.
You saw that headwind lift that putt right there.
Yep. Yep. Unfortunate there for María. Bogey for Tinja. Pretty decent from the drop zone. But, yeah. +3 on the day, +2 total. That's an 8, unfortunately.
Oh,
for
wow.
María. So.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Yeah, OTB, doing it right, giving out only the best. Check them out. Great to have their support. Hole 7's a uphill par 3, 76 meters. Got this Mando on the right, doesn't really come into play, just keeps you honest though, I guess, to try to, penetrate up this gap. Way uphill, basket perched up there on a nice little terrace structure with some natural log feature. And yeah, you want to kind of just, hit the gap. Low ceiling is in play, so kind of hard to give it really an ace run, but you want to sort of, if you can just kind of land up right on that, right up by those logs, you'll have a good looking birdie putt.
Yeah, most park jobs I see kind of hit the ground and bounce right before the pin. A little bit early there from Henna, but that finds a way and hits the ground, skips up just like I said.
Yep, really good one. Kristin, 1 over for the day, looking to get the birdie train moving. Just a little low, slightly overturned, catches a tree. Open look, though.
Yeah, not bad. Not
Long
bad.
one, but yeah, it's there. She's got great range. We've seen her hit so many highlight putts over the years, so.
Oh, very early there.
Yeah, she's going to be scrambling over there.
Yeah, might have a little forehand step out or.
Up in the rough. María trying to bounce back after that big number, but.
Very high right there.
High and nose up. Not the way to get it done. Kicks way over on the right side. She's really out of position. She's on that road. She's going to have tough footing. Here you see she's going down on a knee and trying to hit this gap with a forehand. Catches a little skinny birch tree. Still work to do from there. Hopefully she can get up and down and just take the bogey and move on.
Oh, sit down.
Tinja's up. Pretty good. Kristin definitely gives a stab.
Yeah, this is the safe one to bid at, I would say.
Yeah, I got that backstop.
Yeah. Can always catch an unsafe or an unlucky roll sometimes, but I'd say it's a safe one to give it a bid.
Yep. That one just sails right over the top. Stays put though. And getting a nice one. Solid bird. Oh. Now I wonder how much she's been affected by that misfortune on the last hole, having a hard time shaking it off.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I wonder how much that might be in her head. Like, I just lost a disc. Like, I don't know. Maybe that was one of her favorite discs for the round. That, that sometimes you have that fairway or that beat-in, whatever disc it may be that you really need, and and if you lose that and you're in a position like this,
that can be very unsettling for sure.
Absolutely.
So Henna kind of actually like having a great round here.
Yeah.
She's doing it like pretty sneaky. And there's a nice
my gosh.
Yeah.
Quack, 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 quack.
Family of ducks making their way out to the, to the lake. Yeah, hole 8. You want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, hole 8, man. It's a par 4. You want to shoot that gap. You want to hopefully fade left. Now you see Amanda over there on the right. Fade left, try to land about there, right past that bush, a little bit to the left. And then you're either going to have a big forehand or a turnover, or sometimes you see people actually going through that middle gap through the trees to get to the pin.
Yeah.
Kind of all depends on where you land. And that bush seems to catch a lot of the drives as well. So see if you can get up there for your birdie.
Yeah, and as you said, the more left you are, the more it opens up the opportunities and options on the approach. This is looking really good. If she can get past that bush you mentioned. Oh, catches that branch and doesn't get the fade that she was hoping for. So slightly out of position, but we'll see if she can do something crafty. She's got a lot of skills. Kristin heading straight for that bush. Can she beat it? Right in it.
That bush is a catcher's mitt right there, man.
Yep. Yeah, well said. She's on the right side of it, though, so she might be able to make something work. She's got a great forehand game, so if she can straddle out and try to punch it up there. Still, birdie could still be in play for Kristin. That's a little bit better. She gets to the left side of the bush there, so she'll be pretty happy with that. This is definitely over there on the left side. Can be pretty good, actually. Doesn't get a lot of ground play. This is quite soggy, very saturated.
Yep. And there's that big forehand coming in. Oh, she tries to go with forehand, skip through that little gap in the trees. Pretty well done there.
Yeah, it works out.
Oh, sit down. There you go.
She'll have an opportunity to get that bird still. Pretty nice play. Tinja looking high, eyeing up a little backhand touchy.
And that's what can happen. If you don't go big turnover around it, you got to go through it, and you can sometimes smack them right there. Kristin is going around them, catches some of those low limbs.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough putt to run with the OB right behind there. We didn't really mention that on the whole preview, but there is OB tight on the green behind. And this is a very slopey hillside. You also don't really see it fully on the camera, but rollaways are definitely possible. So not really a long par 4, but pretty technical, I would say.
Yeah, very technical on the second shot. I think placement is very key.
Yeah, Kristin unable to convert. And Henna
seemed a
lacks
bit timid there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you do have that OB right behind it, so I can understand that.
Oh,
does that roll?
High right chains, and it does roll a little bit, not all the way down, but curls up, and she'll have this uphill putt coming back.
Nice comebacker.
Yeah, solid. Tinja. Excellent. Good par save after that kind of slip up on the second shot. So no birdies on this one today. Henna's sitting 2 down for the round, so, or 2 down total, I guess. 1 down for the round with that double bogey.
Yes, she was 1 down yesterday. That's correct.
Yeah, moving on to hole 9. This is a par 5 for the FPO. Downhill off the tee, pretty tight tunnel, really small landing zone that's also very soggy at the moment. And I guess it's quite soggy all the time. I've been told by the locals that this is just a very swampy spot that's difficult drainage. They put in a ton of work to try to dry it out, but it's one of those places where it's going to be squishy. After you get yourself to the corner there and beat that Mando, then you gotta work your way up to the pin, which is pretty well guarded by these trees on the right, and also OB lining all along the left side and on the right side as well. Actually, this is pretty tough hole.
I'd say one of the tougher holes on the course.
Yeah. Interesting fact, Silva Saarinen had a 5-meter eagle look today that she unfortunately chained out.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
this looks great.
Didn't catch. Heard it was a pretty decent putt, but it unfortunately didn't stay. That would have been cool to have an eagle. That's a good spot to be right there. Good shot on the tee.
Yeah, if you fade kind of right before that Mando and hit that hillside on the left, it'll kind of just trickle you down into the proper landing zone. This looks wonderful.
That's great. Yeah.
Laced.
Great control. Tinja. +3 today. No birdies yet. She'd like to get one here, but It's not the start she's hoping for. That's way out of position with that Mando. She's going to have to kind of like just lay up, pitch over towards that landing zone that you'd like to hit off the tee. Oh, super early release. Kicks hard left as well. That's going to be deep in the rough. She's going to have to get up close and personal with some of these Norwegian woods.
Yeah. Tough lie right here.
That's pretty okay to stretch around and give herself a chance, but I heard something. Sounded like it didn't make it too far. And yeah, again, similar shot for the third now. That's pretty respectable, though. Gets the skip and everything.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot. Probably wanted that off the first one, but...
Yeah, she'll be throwing 4 from there already, but still a chance to get up and down for the par.
Smart move there. Smart move.
Yeah, take your medicine.
Yep.
See if you can do something special on this third one. Still get that birdie. Being a par 5, you know, you can have a couple good shots and a couple not so good ones and still have a chance at it.
Yep, absolutely.
Forehand standstill. Best in the game at this, I would say, but just catches one of those trees, unfortunately. Henna throwing 2.
Get going.
Oh, yeah.
Get going.
Get on up there. Get on up there. Oh.
What a shot. What?
Yeah.
That went OB long?
Yeah.
No chance.
So unlucky.
Oh, my God.
She would have been certainly parked for eagle, but it got just some really unfortunate ground play and slid all the way OB up on that road.
Oh, watch out, cameraman. That was a flippy disc, whatever that was.
Yeah, pretty decent approach. Heartbreaker, though, for Henna. Got to feel for her after lacing that line, you know, looking like she did everything right to get herself an eagle chance. And Kristin catches the guardian trees there. She'll have a look, though, still somewhere near the circle's edge. Tinja.
Crafty little shot there.
Yeah, she's got really good touch game. Like I think I mentioned it already, but her approaches are nice. It's really, she goes, you know, really good backhand touch game. Here we are, Kristin. For birdie, but
another uncharacteristic, just kind of ripped out of her hand there.
Yeah, not her usual self on the putting green today. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
That is just rude.
That was awesome.
It's just rude.
Oh, wait.
Dirty. It spit out.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was dead center.
Oh, my gosh, guys. I'm literally like, yeah, she just made that. And then I just realized the disc wasn't in the basket.
Yeah, as we see Kristin make her putt. But I must tell you, that was devastating because she went OB there, and that was a perfect putt. She had already went down to pick up her mini and thought it was in. She was just, you know, completely distraught when she looked up. She laughed it off.
I'm watching it on the screen, and I thought it was in.
Oh, I was standing right behind it, and I could not believe. That was like perfect pace, did everything right. Unfortunately, not rewarded.
Wow, man. That's unfortunate.
Two really terrible breaks on this hole for Henna. I feel for her. That was, you know, that's disc golf, though, sometimes. Like, it just, you can do everything right and still not get the result you're hoping for. And, yeah, heartbreaking to see, though. I mean,
spit outs are a part of the game. People talk about all types of things about the basket and whatnot, and if it should be the certain, but everyone's playing on the same thing.
Yep.
Everyone, no matter what, whatever tournament you're playing, you're all playing on the same basket.
Yeah, Evelina Salonen out there shooting well, Silva Saarinen as well. So the Finns doing pretty good here on day 2. That front 9 flew right by. Great to have you in the booth, man. You're doing a really good job. It's so much fun to be beside you.
Oh, thank you, man. Hey, man, disc golf excites me. I love this sport so much, and I love being out here with MDG, and just getting to watch disc golf and be a part of disc golf all day is a dream of mine. So this is great.
Yeah, disc golf is a really beautiful family, and if you want to join that MDG family, check out the Patreon, like, subscribe, everything on the YouTube and the socials and whatnot, and check out that new merch we got going. We'll be coming back at you with the back 9 soon. See you there.